What is going on, my dudes? I have not done a standalone video in a long time, so this is gonna be a treat for you guys, I suppose. So I remember we had this conversation with it was me, Jay, and some other dudes in the chat, and we were talking about how you know, I think I made the comment that women were looking for like an 11 or a 12, and I made the comment that like this obviously doesn't exist, right? And then Jay he said, well, it does exist, where in the fact that you know, there are men who have quote unquote the looks, and beyond the face part of the looks, they have the entire package, right? So they're tall, and they have the face, and they have the frame, they're slim, what do you want to call it? They have all the stuff that women kind of want in a man, right? And then they have the money and the status, right? So this concept of an 11 or a 12 kind of exists if you think about it, right? You know, there are some men you can probably think about who are who could be like an 11 or a 12 or even a 13, right? So like, someone like Brad Pitt, right? Very conventionally attractive man, at least for his time, and even now, I guess women still want the guy, right? Or even someone like a Leo, the guy who dates the 25-year-olds, right? And or 22-year-olds, or what do you want to call it? Basically people who are who have the status and the money and they have the look. These types of men probably exist, and like let's just go over some base level stuff here, right? We all know that like face is the master race, right? So if you have a decent face, you're in the front door, and then you have to have the height, for the look, so the L, face and LMS, right? So face is the first part, L the look, the height, the frame, being slim, having a little bit of muscle, not being too muscular, but having enough muscle, right? Just having a decent frame with your body, right? So your body and your face kind of match. So so at that point, you could call that person who has like a perfect face, perfect facial symmetry, has a whole Chad jawline, all the stuff like that, or the Tyrone face, want to call it, or Chad Rodriguez, or Chad Dula, or whatever variant of Chad you want to use. You could technically classify that man as being a 10, right? Let's say that this guy is in high school and he hasn't entered the job market quite yet. So in theory, this guy who has the base level stats, he's like a Super Saiyan. He's not even really a Super Saiyan yet. He's just like a regular base level, a really strong human being, right? And but he has the potential to go beyond, to go above and beyond the first level, right? So he's level 10, and he's got the face, and then if you roll that forward, so he has the face, right? Let me get my thoughts together. He has the face, right? The face and the look. So he's like, objectively speaking, like by every measure of the word 10, he is a 10. He's perfect, and he's a perfect example of the human species, right? He's also intelligent too. So let's just max out all his stats. He's intelligent. He's got the look. He's got everything. He's just a 10. Perfect 10. He's perfect. And then but he's still in high school, so he's not expected to have money. He's not, but he could have status in the fact that he could be a SoundCloud rapper. He could be a sports star, the quarterback on the football team, or on the basketball team or something like that. If he's Tyrone, or on the soccer or the football team, depending on what country you're from, he could be on that team, right? Where he's a soccer star, or a football star, or a basketball star, right? So so in that case, with the status, he gets a +1 for having the status, right? So he already gets enough with having just the look, right? But combine that with the status, would that give him a +1? With effectively, he'd be going Super Saiyan, right? He'd be Super Saiyan 1. So he'd be going Super Saiyan, and effectively gaining a +1 by having the status of being on a sports team. Unless, I guess you could have a job in high school, but a lot of kids nowadays don't work anymore. They don't work when they're in high school, so who knows? But let's say he did have a job in high school with the money. He has more money than people in his class do. Most certainly do, just by the fact that he has a job in high school. So, in theory, would the money, now he probably doesn't have enough money in high school to give him the edge of gaining another point. But the fact that he's a football star in high school, or the fact that he has he's on the basketball team in high school, probably gives him a +1. So not only is he a perfect 10 physically, he also has the status of being on a team. And women, so like if you're a regular guy, let's say you're an 8 or even a 9, like you're competing with a man, like there's probably a huge power gap between a 9 and an 11. Like the power gap is massive. Or even an 8 and an 11, they're not even in the same zip code. Like, so let's say that this man we've made up, he leaves, he graduates, he goes to college, he graduates college, and he gets a decent degree in something. I don't know, who gives a fuck, right? Or let's say he's an actor or something like that. Let's say he lucks out, he gets a modeling contract, and he's making a bunch of money, right? Let's give him a typical Chad job. He's a model, or let's say he's a really good at football, and he joins the NFL or he joins the NBA. He's a really good basketball player, right? If he's Tyrone, he's a basketball player. He joins the NBA. Does this raise this man up by like 2 points? Because like if the looks is the base level of like of who you are, like your looks are, your genes, and you're a perfect 10, you come out of the womb, you come out of the fucking box perfect, and then you combine that with like a +1, like it's like playing an RPG where you get a +1 by acquiring this amulet, and then you get another +2 by acquiring this necklace, or this ring. So like what I'm trying to do here is or explain here, is that, do these men exist? And would we classify, rather than using the 1 through 10 scale, for at least for men, and I'll get to the women in a second, but for the men, would a 1 through like 13 or maybe even a 14 scale be more appropriate, where the men who have the quote unquote looks, and they have the face and the L, and they require the M and the S, are these men just simply like above and beyond what any man could even achieve in their lifetime, what any average man could possibly achieve? I mean, for sure they are. But like, even to like an 8 or a 9, a dude who has like a Instagram following of like 30 million or something, like some crazy number, he has a bunch of money, he got the status because he's in the NBA or the NFL, and so he has the look. Like this dude is like a juggernaut. He's literally unstoppable. He can literally do what he wants. He has like cheat codes enabled. Now he doesn't have it as easy as a woman does, but that's almost irrelevant though, because for a man, he's doing way better than the average man would be doing, right? Or even a top tier man that people would die to be, which would be an 8 or a 9. So that's not to say that 8 or 9s have a bad life, but like I'm not sure if these men even exist, but if they do exist, honestly, probably I think I named one, Brad Pitt, probably, right? And I'm not sure how tall he is, but Brad Pitt, a Leo, NBA stars, NFL stars, like, so these dudes are like the genetic winners of the lottery, and then they also won the money game, and they won the status game too. So like, are these men technically speaking 13s and not necessarily 10s? I guess what I'm trying to do is like differentiate between your looks level and your SMV, because like SMV. Now, this is a weird thing to say, because like some people would say that money on a 5 doesn't really raise his SMV too much, but money on a 10, does it raise his SMV, or would he be? Is he better off with money? Obviously, he's better off with money, but like, even without the money, he'd still be good. But with the money, he's like above and beyond good, and that's what I'm trying to draw here, is that he's above the scale at this point. He's above and beyond the scale. Now, for the women, I think possibly the highest a woman could probably be is an 11, or maybe even a 12. And when I say an 11 woman is a woman who's like the perfect 10. Stacy, Naomi, or whatever the black version of a Stacy is, what I'm going to call it. But for a Stacy to be a 11, is an 11 for a Stacy acquiring she has the perfect look, hourglass figure, everything a man wants, big titties, big ass, beautiful face, without makeup on. She has, whatever, great everything, right? Long hair, all the stuff, all the bells and whistles a man can want from a woman from a look standpoint. And then is her having a I don't know, a personality like a above and beyond being a bimbo or being some basic woman, would that be her being an 11, or I wonder what exactly would a woman have to go above and beyond being a 10, or is 10 the hard cap for a woman, and is there no going beyond to being an 11? What do you guys think about this theory? This has been talked about before. I'm sure this is someone else has thought of this before as well, but this is something I've been thinking about for a while, and I just kind of wanted to get a video out because I haven't done this in a long time. So yeah, guys, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Name some 13s or 12s in the chat or in the comment section, and let me know what you guys think about the female side of the equation as well. What do you guys think? Is there a what is there a hard cap, or is there what does it mean for a woman to go above and beyond a 10, like a perfect 10? What would be her 11? Is it being an actress? But we don't really value women for being. I think what most men would say is that a woman beyond a 10 would probably be a woman with a great personality, meaning that she is someone who is you know feminine, and she has the attributes of being someone that could possibly be a wife. So like a wifeable 10, which is rare because a lot of those women probably go out and do crazy shit. But who knows? Let me know what you guys think. Name some aspects of that could possibly make a woman a 11 or 12, and yeah, maybe name some 13s. Let me know what you guys think about this theory. This has been Mystery School. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you like the video, maybe you hate the video, leave a comment anyway. Never forget, guys, wisdom fucking gold. See you guys soon.